Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This is Game 2 of Hasuleague Season 21. They've actually split Hasuleague into two tiers. This is the upper tier, by the way. This is going to be knockout. Game 1 went to GGnore. Mevious needs some work. This is best of 3 as far as the opening bracket. You guys are I'm presuming if you guys watched ASL, which you should, you're familiar with knockout. You've got these blockade minerals, which oftentimes players will go up and, if they get an opportunity to clear, because that can open up some more aggressive action. Usually it's more Terran doing it to other races than the other way around, to be able to sneak vultures in and things on the like. You have a mineral only across that bridge line, 6 o'clock base. You got kind of that box canyons on both directions where you can reinforce, and you can see this is pretty nice for Terran, that direction. But, and then it's, I should re-reveal, if you cut it across the middle, it's basically, or I guess you cut it along this line and fold it in half, it's identical. So they talk about isometric, whatever. It's if you just take a quarter and you rotate it around either 3 or 4 times, it's the same. Bit of chatting between these two guys, by the way. This one, you slice it in half like a pizza, you fold it in a half. There's actually a place called Knockout Pizza that I've eaten at. It was okay. Pizza's not great. It's hard to mess pizza up. And now whenever I think of knockout, I'm going to think of pizza for whatever reason. Anyway, both players going for a longer macro style game 1 that ended up, I feel like there were fumbled opportunities both directions. One, Mevious definitely had some attack opportunities that ended up, his engagements were great. The stasises were fantastic. GGnore had a very difficult time dealing with a lot of the stasis. Eventually he got a solid science vessel count to make the arbiters a little bit less deadly. Looks like he's opened up Gateway Simulator, by the way. On 12, gonna go ahead and drop a cybernetics core rather than dropping a safety zealot. Looks like we have the barracks into gas opposite side for GGnore. GGnore opting for 3 marine factory vulture, although didn't end up utilizing vultures a lot in the early stages. Also had trouble scouting his opponent in early stages, but he also missed, I think, a couple opportunities where wanted to play he played a very long passive macro game, had some fumbled engagements. Also, I will say that some of the engagement locations were solid, and it was about, I would say, 75%. 75% of the engagement locations were solid. The other 25% were a little bit rough. Both players getting initial scout on one another, by the way. A Marine blockading the way to deny scout, but we have no... Oh, did GGnore just... Okay, there he cycled back around. Looks like he did have it on shift maneuver, but should get an eyeful here. And is going to see the cybernetics core already spinning, so knows that this is going to be a gateway opener to start. I'm not shocked. I'm gonna expect a lot of Protoss actually to try to fold towards this, by the way, as it looks like he's trying to pocket that SCV, but that SCV is gonna get flushed out shortly. Going for initial 2-gate play, and that is something Mevious did game 1. Allows you to shut down the initial vulture play a little bit more aggressively. Lets you play a little bit more comfortably in the mid game. For Marines fanning out, looks like they're not quite able to kill that probe, and the probe is able to abscond with some precious resources. First vulture going to end up out in the field. I think this is just 2 SCVs in gas right this second. As that command center getting redropped, we're going to go ahead and see a Nexus on 24 after the initial 2 Dragoons have been fielded. Vulture has managed to make it out on the map. Is it going to get past the Dragoon? It looks like it is going to be able to. And both Dragoons out on the field once again, which means this Vulture actually might be able to get us some significant damage done depending on, might be able to sneak all the way into the main. Bunker not up again, and Mevious again missing an opportunity to engage 2 Dragoons versus the Marine. Did he watch the replay? Nope, didn't see it. So a little bit late, but does manage to get the Vulture going all the way in for GGnore. 2 kills already. A whole bunch of probes pulling off the line as well. And this is, even if he doesn't kill a probe here, that was at least a probe and a half's worth of mining time. 4 kills, 5 kills. Finally, the Dragoon is going to be fielded. But Mevious still losing probes to this Vulture. And man, he's got a lot of work to do. That opens up a lot of possibilities for GGnore. He can, I would, seeing that, I might even think about just dropping a second factory pretty rapidly. Engineering bay being built off habit right here. He saw no look at any sort of robotics. Robotics is just now getting dropped. But the thing is even if he goes for robotics off of this, I would just go Goliath. As far as a follow-up, you've done enough damage that if he just goes straight Reavers, he's not going to have a lot of Dragoons on the ground. Anyway, we'll see. Mines upgraded. Surprising that we're seeing the mine upgrade without additional vultures and more siege tanks in between. 2 siege tanks still kind of hanging out here on the front. Armory on the way. Second gas has not been grabbed as well. We are seeing a second factory placed. We are seeing an initial vulture that should be able to migrate out on the field. Mevious wisely starting to plug a lot of the gaps just to make sure additional vultures aren't able to encroach out. We'll see the mine placement shortly. It looks like the engineering bay is going to be floated out. So it was built, but no turrets dropped. Okay, that's actually pretty solid. I agree with this decision now, in retrospect. But so the engineering bay also going to scout a bit in no man's land to see if a shuttle is being built. It looks like Mevious instead just going to go observatory. And I presume going to make his way up to try to grab a third base. I am going to guess he's going to go for the near side mineral only. Mineral only's kind of interesting. Actually, at some point, it would be interesting to hear a guy like Artosis, Gypsy, etc. talk about mineral only bases versus when you have gas expansions kind of out in the field and what that does to balance. A turret ring being dropped. So Mevious is going to have opportunity. So I'm not going to say that's what's going to do it and that's what's ending the game and allowing Mevious to get back into it. He's still very, very far behind. Do not mistake me. He's still very, very far behind. But I will say for GGnore, these turrets, 2 Goliaths, 3 Goliaths would have been just fine out of anything that Mevious could toss out here. I don't know that those turrets were absolutely necessary in the short term here. Maybe could have been delayed as an optimization. Mines getting dropped out to the corner. The probe wants to wander out and go ahead and try to plop a command center here. This is also going to give GGnore a heads up that it's going to be an attempt at a quick third nexus. And blockaded. Is the Dragoon now going to face plant here is the next question. Looks like it's going to be maybe Pylon Forge to try to clear this. Maybe we'll see if a Zealot makes its way up. An Observer kind of scouting out the corner. Sees no mine here, so let's see if the probe also makes its way out. Well, now there's not an opportunity to go ahead and clear that mine until the Observer gets up here. So definitely significant delays. Second gas now up, by the way, and we are making our way towards 5 factories. GGnore with a pretty solid economy and could move out in maybe a minute or so, around the 9-minute mark, is I think when his +1 weapons is going to finish. A Vulture able to sneak in off, missed that, able to sneak in, kill the probe. Is he going to get a mine down as well? I don't think he has any mines remaining. But further delays on this third base, and Mevius's economy was already really absolutely blunted as a result of some of the early stages of this match. Vulture's trying to sweep around, get some bonus. Able to at least fire at that probe. I'm going to go ahead and drop some mines to create a bit of a barricade. The Dragoons looking, kind of watchfully looking over what could potentially be a fourth for Mevious. Good immediate turnaround and mine clear. 5 gateways, double machine shop. GGnore is 10 supply up. He's got some tanks over to, it looks like, to stage maybe and grab his mineral only. But the thing is with his troop count, he could move and get a lot of damage done. It looks like instead he is in fact going to wander out, and let's see if he just pauses a production cycle. Distance mining actually already at the mineral only. So is again going to play a little bit more of a passive macro option. Is maybe that was just for show actually. Maybe he wanted to bring the SCVs with this attack trooping. So 2 Goliaths, few Vultures to the north. We still have some mines. The forward field, Mevious is moving out of position actually. Might want to go for, maybe he's thinking about a counterattack, but this is, the space he's evacuating is getting mined up heavily, which means this is going to be the engagement angle that Mevious would have to, it looks like he wanted to go for a backstab. These 3 SCVs still distance mining, by the way. And right now, Mevious in a lot of trouble. He's down supply. The vultures have already gotten up. They can just walk into that natural expansion and start killing probes. And they are, in fact, going to do so. Mevious just has to sit and watch for right this second. And now he's down, wow, 20 plus probes. Getting absolutely wrecked. And there's still mines at the low ground and siege tanks covering the mines. Dragoons trying to engage. Yeah, just getting bled off, it looks like, on a bad control group. Looking for a counterattack. GGnore could cancel that command center if he wants to. It looks like he's moving up with some reinforcements. Does have, so he's got 3 siege tanks. This will clear out these Dragoons and push them back, so no need to cancel. And now it's going to be 1 base advantage plus a massive probe advantage for GGnore. He can just keep reinforcing. If he just pushes into these 6 Dragoons to the south, he can also he doesn't even need to, actually, could reinforce from the north. Not sure if he recognizes that, but he's getting a lot of pot shots, and if he can just plant some mines right here, he effectively has Mevious boxed in. And it looks like the Dragoons on retreat actually ran into a huge amount of mines. Yeah, Zealot's gonna get cleared here. Dragoons getting wiped out. Looks like this is Mevious' last stand, and I don't think it's going to be enough. Tanks moving up. Didn't need to siege, but they're going to go ahead and siege up and clear the rest of this out. And I don't think does he even have... he has a few Zealots without speed and a few Dragoons otherwise. 9 o'clock base could get wiped out. As soon as the Vultures make their way, they just need to hug across that 9. Right now, they're just kind of scooting to see if any troops snuck their way out. Single siege tank making its way to provide the finishing blow. Natural expansion, we only have 5 probes, and it looks like there's a resaturation happening right there. Some units just headlong running into mines now, in a bit of a panic. Mines clearing out everything of that attack force, and with that, GGnore pushing his way towards the natural. That'll be it. GGnore is going to take the first game. He's going to go 1-0 in the early stage of this Swiss bracket. Couldn't spit it out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.